Imagine one morning, you look up and the sun is gone. No golden light, no warmth on your face, just a tiny, glowing point in the sky, pulsing faintly like it's breathing. That's not the sun anymore. It's something far stranger, something terrifying. It's a neutron star. Now, let's get one thing straight in reality. The sun can't become a neutron star. It's too small for that. Neutron stars are born when massive stars 8, 10, even 20 times heavier than our sun explode in a supernova and collapse under their own gravity. The sun will never go out with that kind of bang. It'll fade away slowly, becoming a white dwarf. But let's bend the rules of physics for a moment. Let's imagine the impossible. What if the sun somehow did turn into a neutron star? First, the transformation itself would be insane. The sun would collapse in seconds, its core imploding and crushing every atom down to its neutrons. You'd take something over 1,000,000 kilometers wide and squeeze it into a ball, barely 20 kilometers across. That's smaller than a city, but with the same mass. The density would be so extreme that one teaspoon of it would weigh more than all the skyscrapers in New York combined. If this happened instantly, one moment the sun's there, the next it's a neutron star, what happens to us? Surprisingly, Earth wouldn't immediately fly off into the void. Gravity depends on the sun's mass, not its size. As long as the mass stays the same, Earth's orbit remains stable. We'd still revolve around the same point in space, but the light that's gone, the warmth that feeds our world, the light that keeps everything alive, gone in a flash. The sun's surface would no longer shine with fusion. It'd be dark, only radiating a faint glow of X-rays and gamma rays from its hyperdense surface. To the naked eye, it would look like a distant star, a cold pinpoint where our sun used to blaze. Within days, the temperature on Earth would start to plummet. Within weeks, it'd fall below -100 degrees Celsius. The oceans would begin to freeze from the top down. Plants would die first, then animals, then humans. The atmosphere itself would condense and snow out as frozen nitrogen and oxygen. Within months, Earth would become a silent, frozen planet orbiting a... But that's not even the worst part. Neutron stars are magnetic monsters. Their magnetic fields are trillions of times stronger than Earth's. Just being near one would fry electronics, scramble compasses, and rip apart atoms. If the sun's new magnetic field reached Earth, it could wipe data, disable satellites, and maybe even tear away our atmosphere bit by bit. The sky would glow with deadly radiation, not sunlight, but bursts of gamma rays sweeping across the planets like invisible storms. And if that neutron star started spinning fast like most do, it would become a pulsar. Imagine a cosmic lighthouse, spinning several times per second, beaming radiation into space. Every time that beam crossed Earth, we'd see a flash. So, day and night wouldn't exist anymore. We'd live under flickering pulses from hell. Meanwhile, the rest of the solar system would start to shift. Without sunlight, the outer planets would plunge into eternal darkness. Jupiter's clouds would freeze solid. Saturn's rings would clump together and drift away. Pluto would be indistinguishable from any other rock in the dark. The solar system would die not in chaos, but in silence. And what about Earth's core? Without sunlight heating the surface, the planet would depend only on geothermal energy, deep underground, where heat still seeps from the planet's molten layers. Life might cling on bacteria, maybe even small organisms that don't need light. But for everything else, the surface would be a frozen tomb. Now, imagine standing on Earth in this version of reality, sky black as ink, stars brighter than ever, and in the center, that eerie, flickering dot where the sun used to be. It would look peaceful, maybe even beautiful, until you remember what it took to get there. And here's the real twist: if you zoomed out, from far away, nothing would seem that different. The planets would still orbit. The solar system would still exist. But everything that made it alive, warmth, energy, color, gone. That's the difference between a star that gives life and one that just remains as a memory of what it once was. So yeah, the Sun becoming a neutron star sounds cool, but it's basically the ultimate reset button. A cosmic extinction switch. It turns our bright little corner of the universe into a frozen graveyard. And maybe that's what makes it fascinating, that line between creation and destruction, between light and darkness. Neutron stars are proof that even in death, stars don't vanish quietly. They collapse, they twist space, they defy reason, and what's left behind is something so dense, so alien. It bends the very laws of nature. If our Sun ever became one of those, it wouldn't just end life, it would redefine the idea of end itself.